So let's talk about a carnivore diet and what does your cholesterol. So many have been under the misnomer that by eating all meat, you're going to die. I saw one guy who looked like Skeletor telling me that you can't live on a carnivore diet for even a year, it'll kill you. It'll cause diabetes. That's a load of hogwash. Why is it a load of hogwash? Because diabetes is caused by lots of glucose in your system. If you're not continuously consuming glucose, if you haven't had an autoimmune disease attack your pancreas, chances are you're not going to develop diabetes by eating something with zero sugar in it whatsoever. Something that's been proven many times through very good research to actually reduce A1C levels, to improve insulin sensitivity. So when it comes to eating more meat in your diet, does that raise cholesterol to a point that you should be concerned about your health? So yes and no is really the answers. Lipid levels actually vary through the week. So if you get your levels tested at, say, 8 o'clock on Monday morning and then again at 4 p.m. on Friday, your levels could be totally different right then and there. So the best way is actually to do a test where you do it various times throughout the week and combine the efforts of all of them to get a average, if you would. Now, you may get increased HDL levels, which is the good cholesterol. It should lower your triglycerides. This is consuming more grass-fed beef. It also lowers your remnant cholesterol, which is your total cholesterol subtracting your LDL and your HDL, which also lowers your risk of a cardiovascular event, therefore, at that point. Big pluses, right? If your LDL, some people, their LDL does rise as well, but as long as those ratios of LDL and HDL kind of rise together, then as a health concern, you should be able to eliminate that. It's a good thing. Let's talk about getting tested for advanced lipoproteins, the VLDLs, the VLDLs. These are the cholesterols that individuals should be concerned about. Not your HDL like that, not really your LDL, gotta say. It's not indicative of heart disease right then and there of itself. It's those small microparticles that can start to gunk up the works, and only if there's a event in your blood vessels that are causing damage. The cholesterol plaques up as a way to protect your blood vessels. Well, too much protection, and you're going to have to get more protection because you're going to have a cardiovascular event. Let's just stave off that event altogether. Eat meat. By eating grass-fed beef, you also will notice that your total cholesterol markers are going to be reduced. Big thing. Remember, total inflammation. This is indicative of all disease. Inflammation is the cause of all disease. It's also the cause of obesity, which leads to all disease. I don't care what the insurance company says about obesity being a disease in of itself, which is highly debatable, but it does lead to disease. So this will lower your inflammation. Bowel function, when it comes to a carnivorous diet, is also a concern. Some people say that it's decreased. Now, this may be the case, and here's the reason why bowel function is decreased: because your body's actually using it. It's using the meat that it's eating. The meat doesn't make it out of the small intestine because it's so bioavailable with all the nutrients that your body is able to uptake and utilize it. So you've got less waste. Another bonus. The absorption rate is amazing when you compare it especially to any vegetation, which is not absorbable at all. Insoluble fiber simply means it's not going to be soluble and absorb into your system. So it's a Roto-Rooter, or it's just a bunch of wet paper towels that you're dumping on top of a porta potty, which is absolutely nasty. Yeah. This can also occur with increased eggs and pork. You could also develop, on the flip side, loose stools. And this is a direct result of an electrolyte shift. The different minerals that your body needs is going to be changed a bit. And this is not necessarily a bad thing. It's not. I mean, especially if you're coming off of a heavy processed carbohydrate lifestyle, it's going to take your body a week or 2 weeks, sometimes up to 3 weeks, to make a change. It's so used to being mistreated. Now, by treating it properly, it's literally going to be saying, hey, what's going on here? Giving a little wake-up call. One more topic I guess we could talk about is scurvy. Does a carnivorous diet lead to scurvy? I mean, you need vitamin C, right? Citrus, vitamin C. Well, no, it does not lead to scurvy, and I'll tell you why. The higher carb content that most people consume leads to increased need for vitamin C. That's right. More carbs, your body actually needs that vitamin C. It's an antioxidant. So you're causing more cellular damage. The body needs that antioxidant. The more meat that you eat, the less need that you have for vitamin C. You're going to notice that the more meat that you have, if you get your labs done, other antioxidants such as glutathione, those levels are going to rise up, causing a cascade of events which will lower the need for other antioxidants in high levels, such as vitamin C. Glucose actually competes with the pathways of transport of vitamin C. So therefore, carbs create glucose, the excess glucose creates more of a need for vitamin C. So when you eliminate that entire pathway right there, you're going to preserve the vitamin C and need it in far less, therefore reducing the chances of ever getting scurvy. You'll have a much better chance of getting scurvy on a all-plant diet. Be a better version of yourself each and every day. Give thanks. Thank you. I thank you for being here. And as always, live functionized.